Hey there, and welcome to From Nine to Thrive. I'm Michelle O'Connor, your guide on this fun and slightly rebellious journey to escape the 9 to 5 grind and build a life you actually love. Whether you're stuck in a cubicle dreaming of freedom, running a side hustle, or just wondering if there's more to life than Zoom meetings and office coffee, this podcast is for you. Each week, we'll dive into tips, strategies, and real life stories to help you leave the grind behind and create a business that works for you, not the other way around. And because we don't take ourselves too seriously around here, expect a few laughs along the way. Oh, and every now and then we'll bring on some inspiring guests who've been there, done that, and are here to share their secrets to success. So grab your coffee, your wine, or whatever fuels your fire. This is From Nine to Thrive, where we're ditching the grind and designing the dream. Let's get started. Welcome to another episode of Transformational Thursday. Okay, grab your coffee because today we're tackling something big, funding your escape from the 9 to 5 grind. Now, while I'd love to tell you that winning the Powerball is the secret, it's totally not, especially if you forget to buy a ticket like me. We're going to old school with practical tips and strategies you can use right now. We're talking everything from bootstrapping on a budget to rubbing elbows with venture capitalists. No fluff, just real talk on how to make your dream life a reality. Sound good? Great. Let's get into it. Hey, this is Michelle with From Nine to Thrive, and it is Transformational Thursday. So welcome back to another installment. Mr. Coffee and I are here to tell you how this Thursday and our episode today is all about funding your as much as I would love to win Powerball, I don't see that happening in my near future because first and foremost, I think you have to buy a ticket to win. And I haven't been out to buy a ticket and I can't remember when. So we're going to do this the old fashioned way. We have got to fund our escape. It's not going to get handed to us. It's going to be something that we're going to have to work for and do. So we're going to just talk about today some options. Not all of these work for everybody. And in my regular job as working in venture capital, what I tell people is I want you to match the cost of that money to what it's being used for. So expensive money shouldn't be used to fund things that are not that expensive. So let's walk through this a little bit. Why does funding matter? Well, funding matters for a lot of reasons. First and foremost, it alleviates that financial stress. We talk about that financial runway. How long can you go? How long is that runway until you run out of money? And being able to fund your business before those sales of products and services start to come in, how long can you run and manage your day-to-day business? And when I say and work with people who act like a funder, what they're doing is they're being very frugal with their money and they're making sure that they're squeezing every bit they can out of every dime that comes into their company. And so maybe it's figuring out how long you can last until that money comes in and the sales of those products and services start to really roll and are consistent. Another thing that we talk about and the reason why we want to fund our business is it helps accelerate growth. Now, when I work with people and I work with my clients, there's a balance that we need to take between accelerating growth and growth that's smart. If you grow too fast, your resources just simply cannot keep up, and it actually is a detriment to your company. So you want to make sure that you grow at a pace that you can work with, that your income survives it, that you have the resources to do that, and you have the people that can help you do what you need to do. And the other thing is when you have a solid financial plan on this is where the money is, this is how much money I have in the checking account, it boosts that confidence. You're not worried about how am I going to pay for this because you have that plan locked in place. So let's do some real high level ideas of where money can come from to help plan your escape. You can bootstrap. There's investor funding, such as angel investors, venture capital. There are grants and crowdfunding. And then there's loans and personal savings. So let's dive into each of these. First, bootstrapping your business. What does that mean? Bootstrapping is using your own resources, like your personal savings or business revenue, to grow at a manageable pace. You don't take out any loans. You don't look for investors. You don't ask people for money. You just bootstrap it, and everything that comes in stays within the company, and you're just doing with what you've got. Here's some key strategies when you bootstrap. First and foremost, you're going to start lean. You're not going to have something really fancy. Your packaging isn't going to be off the charts. It's going to be basic, functional. It's going to serve its purpose. You're going to have a minimum viable product, be it service or product. You are going to just put it out there, and it's going to have eliminated a lot of unnecessary expenses. The other thing is you're not going to be pulling a lot of money out of your company. You're not going on big vacations. You're not living large as a founder. That money gets rolled right back into your business so that you can keep growing your business. So you're not going to be paying yourself a large salary right away. You're going to be probably not hiring a lot of expensive people, but you're going to be hiring those key people that really move your company forward. And another thing that you're going to find in this stage, and if you bootstrap, is you're going to do a lot of bartering and collaborating. Hey, I'll do this for you if you do that for me. My son is a general contractor, and he works with a lot of his subs, electricians and plumbers and those folks. And they do a lot of trading. Hey, I'll come in and work on that if you come in and work on this. And that's just the way you do it when you're running a business. So some of these advantages of this are, first and foremost, you don't have any debt. You don't have people like me in the venture capital world who are dictating what you should be doing with your company. But the challenge on this side is you're going to grow a little slower because everything has to be organic and everything comes up from what you are putting out. One of the most famous ideas and stories that you hear about founders who bootstrapped was Sarah Blakely with Spanx. She took no outside. I'm not 100% sure if she didn't do loans, but she took no outside investors. So when she sold Spanx, she didn't pay investors. It was herself and those people that she felt that needed to be rewarded for coming along on the ride with her. Another way to fund your escape is to seek investor funding. I'm going to do this caveat. I do this for a living. I actually manage a venture fund. And what I want you to understand is there are some businesses that just don't make sense to be venture funded because of the return that most venture capitalists or angel investors are wanting their money to have. Because angels and venture people put their money into this type of investment because it gives them a better return than they would in the stock market. So think about that idea. So let's start off with some other ideas on investor funding first. First and foremost, you have friends and family. That's okay, but keep in mind, if you are not able to pay them back and you're not 100% sure what you're going to be doing with their money, it could be a pretty awkward Thanksgiving or night out with friends. So make sure that you're able to balance that relationship on both sides. I always give a word of caution. Mom's going to love you. Mom's going to pay you. Mom's going to give you the money. But mom will also probably ask when she's getting her money back. And it's probably going to be in front of everybody at Thanksgiving. Forewarned, that's what's going to happen. Then you have angel investors. So angels are high net worth individuals who like to help and invest, lend, give money to businesses. There are various ways that these angels organize themselves. We don't want to go into all that detail, but these are individuals and they're wanting their money to give them a better return than they could probably get in the stock market. And then you have what I do, which is venture capital. So we do a larger scale funding. We look for companies that are going to give us exit, meaning they're going to sell and get us our money back with a return. And we usually come with a lot of restrictions on that money. You have to stay within the state. We want board seats. We control how much money you can spend at any given time without our approval, all kinds of things. So there's always a catch with any type of money that you get. So, when you are looking for this type of funding, because your business model makes sense to search for some of this stuff, this is what I want to make sure you have in plan. And some of our past workshop Wednesdays have gone over this. But if you head over to from9tothrive.com, grab our free mini course, that one walks through putting together a strong business plan. You need to have a solid strategy so that they know what you're going to use their money for. It's not your money, it's going to be their money, and it will continue to be their money until you pay them back. Just letting you know that's how that world works. They're going to look for a unique proposition, something that makes you stand out in the market and that you can scale. Again, they're going to want their money back with more money on top of it, a return. And so they need to see that you can scale and that somebody will come in and want to buy you. And most important, they want to see a competent team. Investors, I don't particularly look for a solid A product or service and a B management team. I look for a solid A management team and they can carry a B-sized product. And I say team. Solopreneurs, you guys, we get burned out. We don't solely, we're doing it all. We're keeping all those plates spinning. And there are days that it's really, really hard to get up and do it again because we haven't had success for a while. And that's why a lot of times venture groups and angel groups are saying, I need you to have a co-founder so that when you are struggling, you know who you can talk to. So another thing, and this, I'm going to start sharing some of these as I find some of these opportunities for this next set, which is grants and crowdfunding. So there are some opportunities for some small business grants, usually not through the federal government, usually not through states. These are usually through private entities that offer scholarships or grants that you can apply for. Verizon offers one every year. There are some interesting ones out there depending on what kind of business you have. Are you a woman-owned business, woman-led business, a veteran-run business, a minority-run business? So there are opportunities. They're not a lot of money. $10,000. If you are a solopreneur and just starting off, $10,000, wow. That could either make or break what you're doing. So I get that. And as I start seeing some of these opportunities, I will be sharing them with you. But there are some opportunities for some small size grants. There's also opportunities in these grants to work with a cohort or a group of other like-minded business owners so that you come together through a class environment. And what that allows you to do is get peer-to-peer feedback. So you are talking to people who are running businesses, and it's not a business coach or a venture person like me telling you what our thoughts are. It's somebody in the trenches with you, doing it with you, and having that like mind. So some of these grant opportunities come with the ability to be part of a larger group. I would take full advantage of those if I can get a hold of those. Make sure you follow the guidelines on these grants. Make sure you answer the questions that they want. Make sure you truly do qualify before you apply because you don't want to waste your time or their time. Of course, there's other things like crowdfunding. You've got Kickstarter and Indiegogo and places like that. My thought on those are great. Just make sure you have your product locked down because guess what? You're going to have people who troll those sites and are like, oh, I can reverse engineer that. I can make what they're trying to get funded quicker and faster and be in the market faster than just a forewarning. If you put it out there, everybody's going to know about it. So make sure that you have a plan in place to work through that. So what are your next steps to fund this escape? Well, again, build that solid business plan. Make sure you have that completely and in place and locked down. Knowing it's not static, knowing it's going to change as you learn things, get more money, and you've tested the market, that's going to change. I want you to improve your credit and financial literacy, meaning I want you to truly understand where are you on credit? What can you qualify for? What do you need? Do you really need a loan? Do you not need a loan? Can you bootstrap it? And understand, hey, if I'm opening up a beauty shop, I probably don't want to take venture funds because that just doesn't match. So make sure that you really understand the strings attached to everything, all kinds of money that are coming in. The other thing I want you to do is network within your community, network online, join us in our Facebook group because we want to network. We want to be able to share these ideas. What's working, what's not working. Hey, are you having problems with this? Oh, I am too. Let's see what we can figure out. And find a mentor. If I can be your mentor, I would be more than happy to. And you can sign up for some coaching over on From 9 to Thrive. More than anything, I want you to maintain your momentum. You get that train going and you're on all cylinders and it's moving along. You stop, man, it's really hard to get that momentum back going. So I want you to make sure you're focusing on that you're not overspending, that you know your budget, you know where you need to be today in terms of sales and how long that runway is, so that you're not spending time doing things that isn't giving you a return. I am going to give you some call to action things here. So remember, whether you choose to bootstrap or you seek investors or you apply for grants or you do a crowdfunding campaign, having a clear plan is crucial for your success. Figure out, what do I really need to move my business forward and get that escape funded. Grab all of the resources that we have over it From 9 to Thrive, because there is a ton of information over there, as well as I check in with you guys every morning and I do offer those coaching sessions. So make sure you are in sync with what you need to do and where you need to be working with. And join our Facebook group. Let's be at that sounding board, that support system, that community for each other. I hope that this gave you some ideas on funding that escape, because we want to get out of that cubicle, start living the life that we absolutely deserve and that we have envisioned. And remember, it's a journey. We're going to get there and we're going to enjoy every moment, every day, every step along the way. I am Michelle with From 9 to Thrive. I am Michelle with From 9 to Thrive. And I want you all to keep thriving. And you guys have a great day. Talk to you later. Wow, what a ride. Okay, quick recap. Today we tackle some serious funding know-how. Whether you're bootstrapping like a budget boss, wooing investors with your killer business plan, or hunting down grants and crowdfunding opportunities, there's a path that fits your vision. Remember, every penny counts, so stay smart, stay scrappy, and always know your why. Now, what are your next steps? Let's take a hard look at that business plan. Tighten up your finances and start building that network. No, don't lose that momentum. It's your secret weapon. If you're ready to dig deeper, pop over to from9tothrive.com for coaching opportunities, free resources, and even more strategies to help you thrive. And hey, come find us in the Facebook groups. We're building a community where ideas and encouragement are always flowing. All right, my fellow escape artists, that's it for this week. Be bold, keep thriving, and remember, you're on a journey. Enjoy every moment as you build the life you're destined to live. Talk to you next time.